What is it? Go live. There we go. We are live. Good evening, guys. This is Eileen from Love Angels Light. Welcome to Love Angels Light TV. And this is Lisa. We're welcoming Lisa back with her beautiful drum that she's made. How beautiful is the drum?
Yeah. So hello,
I
everybody.
love it.
I can't
So
see
Lisa,
anything. Yeah.
hi Jess, hi Diane, hi Karen, hi Angela. There we go. You even got a hello. Hey Lisa. So Lisa is from Geomancing the Stone. Now, I can't actually remember if I have linked. I'm pretty sure I tagged you. So hopefully that is there. All right. So tell us a little bit, just to remind everyone, tell us a little bit about what you do and why you love what you do.
I am doing readings with my rune cloth. What I'll do is I'll switch my camera over so that you can actually see my cloth. And so in this bowl here are my crystal family, my rune family. But tonight I thought that because it's the third time that we've come together, Eileen, that what I'll do is show you actually how I started to do what I do. And what I do is I use these beautiful runes here, the crystal runes, and they're cast on the cloth. And then because they all have a reason and a purpose and a name, that's how the readings evolve. And the stones themselves are so excited to be working with other people. So I'm sure the stones actually connecting with my client's higher self and my higher self, because a lot of the information and the patterns that I see when they're cast on the cloth, I channel. Yeah. But today I thought I'd just do something different and use the Viking runes, which is the way that I actually started to do what I do over 33 years ago it is now.
That's amazing. Tell us a little bit about the cloth, just for those that haven't seen you on here before.
Well, I started to embroider the cloth back in the late 1980s, and they have the 4 elements. So we have air here. It's a little bit probably dull for you to read, and it's the time of day is sunrise, and I have it as autumn is the season. And I see air as being our intellect. Like you can't touch air, so you can't touch your mind, you can't touch your words. So it's actually our intellect and our communication. And the tool of air is the knife or the sword. And that's a very discerning tool. And I see the handle, the jewels on the handle, when we wield the knife with focus and intent, I think we can find the jewel within ourselves. So earth is the physical. I see our head, our arms and our legs. So we have 5 fingers, 5 toes, and 5 extremities really when you say head, arms and legs. And so the pentagram is the tool of earth, and the points of earth, this is earth of earth. So this place here is really getting your hands dirty. This one is ether. That point is ether. And so that's a real spiritual sort of journey. this is water for emotion. Then you have wood and you have fire. And yeah, so fire is spirit. So over on this side of the cloth is represented by spirit, and the tool of fire is the wand, and it's abracadabra, and you can manifest what it is that you want to manifest. And I see the bottom of the wand here is like dead wood, and then with the hand of spirit or the hand of God, if you want to use that term, then you see the little green buds, the little green shoots. So um, I found it really quite difficult to choose a symbol for fire, and I decided to use the fire that comes from the core of the earth, and that's actually a volcano. So
That's awesome.
sometimes sometimes the stones, like they'll come down here when we cast the crystals onto the cloth. Um, the other day in a reading, it was like a significant other was coming down here into the hand of God. It's like they were working together as a team and manifesting the same things. So it was really talking about a happy and healthy relationship. And so the cloth has a lot of different symbology. And in the 30 plus years I've been working with it, I have noticed some things when the stones land somewhere that it sort of means a lot to me. I actually understand the symbology behind it. Then the last quadrant is water, and water is our emotions, and the cup is the tool of water. And it doesn't matter what shape of a vessel, water will always move to that shape that is containing it. So water's all about flowing and it's about emotion. Yeah. And so because water is female and fire is male, I see the line between fire and water to be the line of pure love. And I see the feminine aspects of water. We actually fill our own heart, our own cup up first, and then we give others the overflow. Otherwise, we can actually end up depleting ourselves and giving too much to other people. So, the idea is to actually fill your own self up first and then give others the overflow of your heart. And so the three whirlpools down here, to me, I see that as universal love. Again, you could call it God, if you wanted to use that term. And yeah, so I think that's how our heart is really made stable, is when we actually acknowledge and appreciate the abundance that surrounds us in the way that we feel and feel, then yeah, we fill up our own heart first. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so there's a lot of symbology in the cloth, and um, I I have been working with it for over 3 decades now, and to me it looks perfect. Still like it was when it was first made. It's got lovely little angels on the back,
It's
angels
beautiful.
and stars and moons. So yeah, it just, I think it stays fresh and beautiful. Apart from because I really look after it, I just pour lots of love into it. Um, for instance, with Earth, I see the outside as the wheel of life, and then the inside is our body, so head, arms, and legs. And yeah, I've seen, people like guys especially, like might have creativity here, and I go, oh, so are you making a baby? Like, what? Talk to me about what's happening here, and yeah. So I very rarely, I have one stone that represents problem and concerns. I very rarely see it actually in the physical body. I actually, so even though sometimes the runes and my whole readings are talking about physical health, I think, yeah, I think that we have more emotional and mental problems really than physical. I think the physical is really what happens from our emotions and our intellect. Yeah. So, anything else you
Yeah, for
know
sure.
about it? It's very beautiful,
I would
isn't
like
it?
to do some readings.
Pardon?
It is beautiful. I said, how would you like to do some readings?
Well, that sounds great. So, with my Facebook page, I have actually worked on the three different AX. So there's 25 Viking runes here, and I thought, to just because I love the people that I've read for, I thought that I would actually gift them with what I began with. And this is the system that I began with. I've actually worked on it over the years, and especially sending it out as email, and I put it in my Facebook page as well. So I just
Yeah.
thought that I would show um, how I shuffle, how I actually pick the runes to read, and then I have in this list here, I've got what I've written down for each of the runes. Look, I know this is the blank rune, so I might even just pop him in the bowl. So um,
Awesome.
I just shuffle them all around, trying to get all of the runes like a similar number in each quadrant, and then um, any that turn over, they've been very well behaved for me at the moment. They're not turning over. So how I will start with is I will put my um, take away four groups of four. I'll just find my bag. All right, here it is. So when you have, all right, I'll put this one back in. I just smell it shade. So take away four groups of four, and I'll take that one. And then what you're actually left with is 9. You take away 16 from 25, and that leaves you with 9. So to start this reading, I see fire, mid fire, as 12 o'clock. So I'm going to pretend my medicine wheel is now o'clock. So I turn over the first one. I miss 2, turn over the third one, miss 2, and then turn over the fourth one, which I think would be this one. So then what I have here is a filler in fire. So I've actually put them all here so that I can see which page it will be. So it's just basically read off what I've written. In fire, this one says, you are prepared to acknowledge how much you value your family history and culture. You get great comfort from the sharing and the belonging. So Attila is all about um, connecting units and separations. So then the next one we have is Dagaz, which is actually the next one here. And Dagaz was in Earth. So in Earth, it says, take every opportunity open to you if you want to achieve success. Actions taken now will prove effective and your work can successfully move forward. And then the last one here is EWAS. And EWAS is on a different ayat. So both of the first runes, they are from they're from Tyre's ayat. So these ones are Hagels or Hagelas. So what we have is EWAS in water over there. So remain outwardly calm, whatever your inner emotions. Aim to be flexible and adapt to the new situation. So what I do is I then take the three and I will read them themselves when I actually get through the reading. So what we do now, so this is a general information. So the second part of the reading is actually you start at 6 p.m. and then you start in Earth. So that's the coin. So this is financial. So you turn one over, leave one, turn the next, leave one, turn the next one over. So what we have here is euros in Earth. So euros is actually part of Freya's ayat, which is the first one. So euros in Earth says, it's a time when at all costs you must avoid taking risk. That's a time for thought, not impetuous action, so that good fortune can ultimately result. And then what we have here is Northeast, and Northeast is in Hagel's Ayat, the second rune in Hagel's, and it's in water. So it says you're soon going to have problems, but these can be overcome by literally facing your fears and accepting that your emotional needs are unlikely to be met right now. This learning is an essential aspect of life, and if approached with a positive mindset, you meet and reconcile the parts of self that you may not like. And then the last one here is Soli, and Soli is the last rune here of Hagel's Ayat. So Soli in fire is saying remain calm. Moderate risks taken now will pay off in the future. So this is actually a bit of a warning for probably my financial situation. So I will just lift these up and put them in front of me. Runes are always read from right to left. Can you see them? Not really well. Yes.
Yeah, I've taken mine off screen so we can see it pretty well.
Oh, cool. And so then the last ones are really matters to the heart, which doesn't really bode well because there's no runes left in water. But we'll see what it says anyway. So there's nothing in water, and I would read that quadrant first. But what we have is Pethro or Perth in fire. And so Perth in fire, this is matters of the heart. Those things you know on an unconscious level come into the light, maybe through dreams, to help you with deeper understanding. Then you have Jira, and Jira is also of Hagelaz's ayat, and so Jira in air. So it says, be patient with hope and expectation for the future. Know after delay, things will go well. And then you have Bakana here, and Bakana is all about growth. So I just dropped that. There's a lot of information what I've actually started with, but I think that you would agree that the runes have a lot of information for us to share. So
definitely.
Rakana is saying, take care over the small details in life. These new ideas, fresh starts, and new projects will pay dividends eventually. So this is all matters to do with the heart, and because um, there's none in water. It's sort of, I don't think it's really talking so much about that. So what I do then, Eileen, is I bring them all in front of me here, and then what I'll do is I like to sort of go past, present, future, or else you can go male aspect, female aspect, higher self. There's all sorts of different like triads that we work through in our life. So I just sort of look at them overall. So Athila is actually about connections and separations. It's a real tribal thing. And Dagas is a breakthrough. And Ewas is like saying you got to do the right thing. So you could say it was sort of defense, but doing the right thing, the right actions is really what can help here. So I think you got to sort of say that you come together and then you separate and then you come back together. So there's a real breakthrough with Ewas, which at this time of social isolation, I think that one really bodes well. So then the next three, this is Eurus. Eurus is talking about inner strength. The tarot card would be strength. So it's actually looking at the innocence that surrounds us. And then North is like constraint, necessity, pain. So North is like when you can actually smile at the things that hold you up or actually separate you over here. When you accept it, then there's solus like the sun, wholeness. It's like with that inner strength, you can actually deal with any troubles that come your way. And then Perth is or Pethre. This is really about female energy. It sort of represents the uterus, really. So it's all that hidden magic that you get from being female and what it is that we can actually achieve in our life. And Jira is all about putting the work in. So Jira is like talking about a period of time. It's actually talking about the whole process of harvesting. So you have to actually prepare the ground, plant the seed, pull the weeds, keep it watered, fertilize, then you harvest. So Petro's like talking about female principle really and how much work can go into it. And then Bekana here is like growth. So this is really all about feminine growth here. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's sort of how I started doing what I do. So that's pretty big as well, isn't it?
It is. That's huge. Like that's almost as like it's quite detailed. What I find with the runes and with the medicine wheel, it's very very detailed in what it in the information you can get from them, which is fantastic when you want a reading. Okay,
Yeah.
so Deb, the readings that Lisa does, she's got Viking runes. All right, so tonight she's using the Viking runes. I've actually got smaller, darker versions of it. So they all have a symbol. It's a little crystal with a symbol on it, and she's reading how they land on the cloth with the symbol meaning and the meaning of the cloth and everything. It all goes together to read for your life or your question. So we've got a couple of people who.
I've given that away on my Facebook page, And there's actually a sign up form there so that you can be part of my email group, and I could send it out to you in an email as well. But yeah, so what I just described there and what I did is the way that I actually started out my readings, and my readings I actually called geomancy. I don't know what I called this. I call it the magic of the Viking runes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right. We have a lot of people asking for readings. Oh, Tara's here. Hi, Tara. All right. Let me have a look. This is the scrolling music. I make noise while I scroll, apparently. All right. So Karen would like to know. I've just put that up on the screen, but I know you're not looking at the screen. Karen would like
Yeah.
to know if her life is going in the right direction.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is that now that I've actually shown you and I've printed out what I put on in my Facebook and email, so you can actually download this yourself. So that's actually a complete system of reading, which you've only just got into the runes. What do you think, Kyleen? Is that pretty detailed way of looking at it? I've
That's
actually,
very detailed. Yes.
yeah. So I've really enjoyed over the 3 decades plus, really trying to understand the runes from each of the quadrants, and so that's what that system is about. So what I'll do is I'll answer Karen's reading in a way that I'm actually a little bit more familiar with. So
Yeah,
Karen
that's perfect.
wants to know whether her life is moving. What did
In
she
the right
ask?
direction. Whether her life is going in the right direction.
All right. So I've actually left one rune in here. This is triastolite. So that's as above, so below. It's actually got a cross in it. So Karen, I shall cast the runes for you. I blow on them first because our breath is sacred, and I'm asking the runes to move in with Karen's higher self. So I shall cast these runes. So the first rune that came out was problem and a concern, and that was right here on the line between air and earth. And so I think Karen's problems, and because this is the cross, came out on the tool of air, which is nice. So I think Karen actually talks herself out of a bit of fun. That's how I see it. So I would say that Karen could really look to, instead of doing a lot of thinking, maybe to do some creative things in the present time to actually help her mind um, plot and plan and actually go on a different trajectory than just thinking about problems and concerns that she has with day-to-day life. I say that because Chiron, which is our wounded healer, is sitting here on the wheel of life with the present time and creativity. So, so what being creative could do for Karen would be to actually give her mind something structural and to do. And I think that would really help a lot, because this rune here is the question stone, and this is Pluto. So Pluto is the furthest planet out from the sun, and it's really a blank canvas for us to project an image of what it is that we want. So that's what Pluto is doing here. It's not easy. I'm not saying any of this is easy, but because Jupiter is right here with Pluto, there's a great opportunity for Karen to learn herself to direct her mind in a far more positive direction. So, at the tip of the wand here, which is how we manifest what it is that we need to manifest, is Uranus. So, Uranus again is saying, see things from a different perspective, and Soul has really got this. So Sol is this one here, and Jupiter with the white side up is saying that you yourself, Karen, can make things better. And then that goes straight to this creativity in the present time. So hand on heart, what would I love to do now? And don't worry so much. So um, your spirit guide and your intuition is working with your soul and your the light that you shine in the world. There is a way through for you, but it is change up the way that you perceive things. So I see Karen, she feels alone for her future, but here's actually a partner from the past. So I wonder if Karen isn't really thinking about a past relationship, and perhaps she needs to ask Chiron to actually help delve into that and see why that's where she sees the magic of her life is there. So I think she really does need to feel much better about this relationship that was in the past. So whatever was, it's about trusting spirit, trusting your higher self, and knowing that even if you wish it was a different way, they're sort of saying that by Karen being here by herself in the future, then she's got a lot more um, scope to think about what she wants. Um, I wonder if Karen's got a male child as well. Can you tell me that, Eileen?
Not sure, Karen. I don't know. Karen, do you have a male child?
So there's actually a whole elders is here, and it's a whole realm of sort of protection. So a lot of self love and being aware of the space that you have around you. And I think right now, make goals around what you want as love, right? So there's a male here and child. So um, yeah, so I'm not sure what that's really about, but to me, the goldstone here is right on the line between water and fire. So that to me is the line of love. And here's the direction stone for the future. So, and here is Venus and Saturn. So Venus is all about what you like and what you don't like, and Saturn is actually about learning those lessons. So I think there's a whole heap to really let go, um, and just let it wash into the whole realm of spirit and ask for help and be prepared to change the way that you're thinking about things. Hmm. So
Awesome.
I
Thank you.
could, if I was talking to Karen herself, a lot of things that the runes come up, it's really difficult. I'm only here just reading the patterns that they form in, and I know that spirit is working really hard to actually release a lot of festering that I think is from a past relationship. So spirit's working really hard to do this. to make your future much more like where you think about where Karen can just think about herself, her needs. And the way to do that is just manifest a change in attitude. That's what's really going on here. So you take the higher view of everything and not so personally. And algaes is like putting space around you. It's sort of like the horns of the reindeer, like it's pretty hard to get close to a reindeer without them knowing. It's a bit hard to sneak up on them. And so this is opening your heart. So how do I actually feel about things? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
So George agrees with all of that.
George does, I heard. Awesome.
So
Now, Lisa is available. You can contact Lisa through her Facebook page if you would like to book a reading with her. They are amazing. She is very, very good at what she does, and I was amazed with the session that I had with you. It was awesome. So you do them over Zoom, don't you?
yes,
Yeah.
it'll be one-on-one with Zoom, and by being able to actually see who I'm talking to and talk like this male child might even be from this ex-partner. I'm not sure how that all winds up, but there's something
Yeah.
talking about a lot of self-love, let it wash out, and also be aware of your feelings within it. Yeah, but I mean, it could be um, like what Karen dreams about too, because the whole Pluto is sitting right. I actually have this as a three-dimensional four-sided pyramid, and with Pluto sitting right at the top, it's actually quite difficult because Pluto is blank on one side and it's got infinity on the other side. So it's like all or nothing. So
Yeah.
that's why I need to change the way Karen is thinking about things so that she doesn't take things so personally. Yeah.
Awesome. She said she does not have a male child, but she does say thank you very much. All right,
Okay.
I've got Becky. Becky's comment is up there. She'd love a reading, please. She hasn't asked a question, so I guess see what they have to tell her.
Okay, Becky. Okay, again, a lot is right in the center here. So for Becky, I'll actually pull out a Viking rune as well. And it actually belongs to this blue one here, which is very close to the handle of the knife or the sword that is the tool of air. And what we've pulled out is Eurus, which is actually asking for strength. It's actually with innocence. So, like strength, like the tarot card, Eileen, how you have the little girl coming up to the lion and sticking her head inside the lion's mouth.
Yeah.
Um, if she had have known that that lion could kill her, she wouldn't have done it. Her fear would have changed that whole perspective, and so um, there's actually an innocent approach about this as well. So, Becky, I'm sure she knows that she's working on things to do with wounding, and I'm sure it's from the past. And I know that she's actually, she knows that she's working on it because Chiron is sitting here in the sun. Here's the past, here's a earth stone, which is as an individual. So actually, Becky's doing a lot of this work by herself. And again, Jupiter is in exactly the same position. Um, and things are changing for Becky from the past now. So I think also changing her attitude about her own childhood. I would say this is Becky's inner child here. So I think because she's dealing with stuff from her past, Chiron's actually helping her to open her heart and to get rid of a lot of residual emotion. Might be anger, might be a whole heap of different stuff. Um, so there's a lot of self love. So Becky's direction is one side of it is to actually see how brightly she can shine as a person. So this is her sun here. And then the other side of it is Saturn with significant other person. So I think her partner, I would say, can be controlling, or this significant person can be really controlling in her life, and I'm not sure that um yeah, I think this is why you need that inner strength and resilience, and to approach things with a totally innocent perspective, because I think Becky is really wanting to make changes here. I certainly would if this was for my reading. A lot of self love is asked for, and really, is this person that she's with being reasonable? Yeah. So again, it should be what Vicky wants in her life. So actually, spiritual guide. This is what the question stone is about. Its spirit guide is putting all these problems in front of Becky so that she can work through these issues that she's working with Chiron. So Chiron's right in the light. He's a scary dude. I see him as the troll under the bridge to get to the outer three planets. So she's learning lessons from being with this partner or this significant other person. And then Chiron is going to say, hey, come and take a walk on the wild side. I'm going to help you change the way that you think about things, the way that you feel, and then also change what your potential is. So big changes that's happening here for Becky. So I think there's quite a bit of this is Mars. So Mars is like the god of war, and see because it's right at the tip of the volcano here, I see her soul is like wanting to make war. This is the soul stone. So right at the present time, I think there could be a fair bit of anger to sort of deal with, which is really a good thing. It's actually the way through to express yourself. And in the future, Becky's going to be able to say how she feels in a much, much more, um, you know, strong way, like because that strength is coming within. And then, yeah, this cat's eye here is like the way through her future. So it's all about opening herself to her heart, actually recognizing intuitively what's going on here. And if she does feel anger, she's got full right to. This guy's or lady, I don't know who she's with, but it doesn't seem very reasonable. But there's a big lesson that she's learning here. And then, yeah, so the whole thing is a stable heart is what the wish is for. And then be creative with the way that she talks about it. So they're pulling punches tonight, hey?
Looks like it. Awesome. She's actually been commenting all the way through that, saying amazing, spot on. Oh, Helen said amazing, wonderful. It's now trying to scroll the wrong way, so that's cool.
So what did Becky
very
say?
powerful. So
is Becky having control issues with her partner, wanting to control her?
we'll see what she says. So Becky, is your partner trying to control you?
It just looks to me, soul is actually, and spirit guide is like raising the dust around Becky so that she takes notice and actually decides to change things that are in her life at the moment. And that's why she has zeros
Yes,
here.
he does.
He does?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I can see her making some rather strong choices for herself because her soul is here saying, look, I'm about to explode with Mars. That's going to be quite explosive.
Yes.
And her spirit guide is with the question stone sitting here with problems and concerns. So it's like, yeah, how much of her problems and concerns are real and how much is it because of this person. Okay, so
Well, that's exactly right.
yeah, so
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I hope Becky doesn't mind that, but they just like to talk and they sort of call it
That's
how
exactly
it
right.
yeah.
You said plus I'm a fire sign as well.
Yeah, okay, so Mars there is a good thing. So we've got time for one more person, do you think?
Yeah, we've got time for one more. Who's going to be the last one? Probably got about 13, 15 minutes-ish, depending. All right. Who hasn't been on before and would like a reading? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Uh, 21 people watching.
Oh, hello all. That's lovely, isn't it?
Hello, Laura.
So I just
Laura was the first one. You've never had one of these either? Oh, gosh. See, here's the thing, Lisa. Everyone wants a reading. So you're going to have to come back again.
right. They have to come and see me on my online.
On your page.
Yeah, it's much better when it's one-on-one because then I can actually talk and it gets really quite, yeah, the way that they work is just amazing.
That's very true.
Okay. So how about go, there's 21 watching, so how about the fifth one that wants a
The
reading?
fifth one. Okay, well, you have spoken. Let me scroll back. Laura was the first. So let's see who was number 5. Sorry, Laura. Do you know what, though, guys? If Lisa is reading this and it resonates with you, there's a message in it for you too. So don't stress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Amy.
So I always think that if I actually do a reading for somebody, there's actually a message in it for me as well.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, I wouldn't actually understand the patterns and I wouldn't see what was going on. So who is on the line now? Who's this reading for?
We've got Amy. We've got Amy. She's new. It's the first time here, and she'd love a reading, please.
Okay, Amy, so I've gone back to where I began. So look at that. Euros in fire. We missed two. Turn over the next one. Miss two. Turn over one. So these ones here are actually for Amy. So Euros in fire says press forward if you trust in your own innate abilities and judgment, success will be yours. And then you have Isa in earth. And Isa is going to tell you to be very careful because you're treading on, you may shortly experience a disappointment. However, prepare now for all contingencies and be watchful for the improvements, indicating that spring has indeed sprung. So it's like, inner strength is called for. And then what we have here is a filler, which is those connecting and separating units. It's a more tribal thing in water. So it says, if you are living in a closed world or feel stuck, be prepared to take a chance and you will see it pays off handsomely. So read them from right to left because that's how they're meant to be read. So what we do now is go to Earth. So this one's financial matters, but there's nothing in Earth. I'm calling that on the line, so that will actually be air. So I'll turn over the closest one to 6 o'clock, leave one, turn over the next one, leave one, and then turn over this one. So algaes I'm going to read in air just because I didn't use it in earth. What we have here, water, we have answers in water. So answers is all about talking to the angels, really. Now is the time to take action, but not by yourself. It's essential that you cooperate with like-minded associates. And then you have Northers in fire here, and it says, you're about to go through difficult times. Be patient and concern yourself with what needs to be done, not the inessentials. And then we have Elders in air, and then you go, you must make decisions and then let others know your thoughts. So this is with your finances, it's actually asking you to get other people's assistance here. And then the last one is to do with love. And look at this, we have breakthrough straight in the top of the heart here. So that's Dago's. So that's, you've got to be pretty happy with that. Okay, so Haggler's had to come out, but anyway. So Dago's is in water, and it says fears and phobias can be countered at this time. In this, for example, an irrational fear of spiders can instead be seen as an emotional awareness and appreciation of arachnids. His sole diet consists of eating annoying insects like flies and mosquitoes. So I got a bit carried away with that one, really. But it's just saying that you can really change the way that you see your fears and phobias at this time. And you're talking especially in matters of the heart. And then you have Haggler's, and Haggler's is all about elemental disruption, and it's in fire. So it's saying everything happens for a reason, which is to connect you greater with your higher self or soul energy. Trust the processes surrounding you, as uncomfortable as they may feel. And then you also have Debo in fire here, and Debo is about partnership. So Debo in fire says you're about to attain much that you desire, an increased understanding of your natural talents and abilities. In other words, you're learning about your soul's journey. So what I like about the runes, even though you have a positive rune, and then the next one you could actually see it as negative, and then you see it as positive. But it depends how they've come out as to really, it's the way that you actually perceive them as to really what it's going on. So the general reading said you need inner strength and innocence. Don't play too much into things, because right now at winter time, and winter time is the time to actually prepare yourself, um, but you've got to also be prepared to wait as well. And then you're going to have some surprising connections and separations and connections. So this is about like letting go. So prepare yourself, and just know that you have the strength that you need to endure this time that's in front of you, and some things that you've got to let go of. And then when you do let go of the right things, you actually, get gifted with other things then. So answers is to me talking with the gods really. These are messages coming through. And then the next one here is north is. So again, north is like, yeah, you could say something is constraining you. But if you want to listen, see again, ice is here saying you've got to wait for the ice to melt. This one here is saying that there's constraint happening, right? So they're sort of saying the same thing, but the inner strength here is changed by messages from your higher self. And this one here is saying you've got to allow separations, let go some stuff so that more can come into your life. And this one is sort of saying be aware of the space that you have around you, because not everything, some things are going to hold you back a bit. There's going to be a real breakthrough for you. And Hegler is like, to me, I see this as a storm blowing. And often when the storm blows, you can really get rid of dead wood. Go and clean it up after, you just got to sit out when the storm is happening, sit inside and be prepared, get your gum boots on really, because that's what's happening at the moment. And then this breakthrough, once you clean out all the dead wood, clean up all the storm, all the debris from the storm, this is a partnership. So because the third one was actually talking about love, I don't think it's a real smooth, easy path for you, but I think the strength that you gained from letting go some stuff that's not actually open for you, and you're learning so much about yourself that the breakthrough actually is a true partnership. So this partnership's not just with somebody else, it's like soul partnership. So, it's a connection with your higher self, the divine as well. Yeah. So what do you reckon with all that?
That's pretty cool. What Amy wrote was, this is so great as I'm currently having a difficult time in a lot of areas and trying to trust and follow my intuition more.
Yeah. So she's right on track with that. And she just needs to really keep true to what she wants, have that true open communication with her higher self, and really she's got to be prepared to let go of what is no longer working in her life. Yeah. So
Definitely.
it's pretty awesome,
Definitely.
hey? So
I do love
yeah,
watching.
yeah. So what do you think about the way that the Viking runes can be read too? Can you see how actually using these? I've worked on the whole list over 3 decades as well. So, but recently I've done more work so that I could gift it to my clients and my friends that are interested. So yeah, from
No, that's
doing
amazing.
readings this way, I actually thought, you know what, I'm going to call the runes my own. So yeah, my crystals, whom I had most of these already,
Yeah,
I thought they were too beautiful just to be sitting around. They needed to come out and play. Hmm.
that's exactly it. No, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Put myself back on the screen, so I'll
Hmm.
put a face to my voice now. No, that's amazing. Thank you so much for that. Um, Now, Belinda actually wrote in there asking if everyone realised that you wrote that paperwork yourself, and that is awesome. I have one question. When
Yes.
what you've written, do they have a slightly different meaning depending on which quadrant they land in?
Yes. Yes. I have worked with each of the runes and sort of asked them what it would mean if they were in, say, fire, water, earth, and air. So the 4 quadrants are a complete holistic look at our life, and when they're balanced, that's when we're balanced. But yeah, our life is all about learning how to live to the best of our ability. Yeah. So I've
Perfect.
done a lot of work with those because I was so happy to um, be. Um, I did actually read this in a book. 30. I don't know where I read it, but it was just the idea that you could actually look at the Viking runes in each of the different elements, and I wrote it down then, and that's what I've actually been doing for the last 30 years has been to try to sort of really, yeah, understand the runes more, and so being able to write them out in each of the different elements so that people, it's actually a free style of divination that I'm giving away. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
which is amazing. So, in order to get that, if people are interested in getting a copy of that, they go to your Facebook page, or have you got a website?
yes. The different yes. So there's 3 different like degrees that the Viking runes end up in. So the first one is Freya's ayat, and then we have Hagalaz's ayat, and then we have Tyre's ayat. And that's like looking at the 8 different runes in each element of each different ayat, and each, it's like a degree in a way. Um, so that the Viking runes have got different meanings. For instance, Freya's is all about love, happiness, and enjoyment, and is a nurturer in our life. And then Hegel's is about matters of achievement, power, and success. And Tyre's is concerned with spiritual understanding and justice. So by breaking them down into the 3, which is traditional. There's many books about runes out there that have them broken down into the 3 different ayats. So I just thought that was a good way of doing it. But
Definitely.
yeah, so I just, yeah, like to put them on the side of the page, the different, the different, hang on, where, yeah, so it's just like a bit of graffiti,
Yeah,
really,
no,
isn't
that's
it?
awesome.
The different runes.
I like it.
Yeah, so it's actually available now on my Facebook page, so you can
Excellent.
click on the links and hopefully be able to download them. Any problems, please come to me. I've got a new phone number on my Facebook page as well. And if you want a reading with my crystal runes, actually, it's heaps better one on one, face to face, even though we're using Zoom. It actually is a much deeper and, yeah, better reading,
Your
I
reading
think.
is very, very thorough.
Yes.
It was amazing actually having that reading with you the last time, or whichever time it was, however long ago. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that feels like ages ago. Yes, no, it was incredible. So head over to Geomancing the Stone if you're interested in having some more information or booking a reading with Lisa. She is incredible at what she does. All right, guys. So next week I have healing with Kate. Kate wasn't with us last month, but I think she was with us in July. What did she call it? Let me just say, healing from the inside out. All right, so we've got Kate. She's into kinesthetic healing, theta healing, all of that sort of stuff. We will probably be pulling you guys up to the screen like we did a couple of weeks ago with Rebecca from Dragon Heart Healing. So that is next Thursday night. Next Friday night, it is me doing all the readings and putting myself out there in an appropriate way. And yeah, September's fully booked, and I have a couple of spots left in October, so it's pretty exciting stuff. Thank you so much, Lisa, for your time and for your energy and for you putting yourself out there tonight.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. And then starting with the beautiful drums, yeah, so I'm going to actually be doing my workshops with making drums. So that's the first one that I've made with the drum rims that I'm actually making myself. So
They're
they're
amazing.
really going to be very special spiritual tools within themselves. And I consider the drums
Definitely.
to be as important as a spiritual tool for me as my crystal runes and my medicine wheel. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome, really.
100% agree with you. Absolutely
So,
agree.
thank you
All right,
very
guys,
much.
have
It's
a
been
good week.
lovely talking
Thank
to
you.
you
It's
all.
been fabulous. We've got lots of
Yeah.
people saying thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's good. It's good
Yeah,
to
thank you.
be able to show people, yeah, that there's many different ways of doing readings and enjoying
Definitely.
the tools that are available to us all.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to end this now. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate your time, your energy, and I'll see you next week.
See you later.